Whereby it's your boy Engineer May. Tune into another episode of Extended Engineer Etiquette powered by our standard producers. Number 6, guys, is time management. Now, we kind of have to make sure that for whatever amount of time that these clients book, we are as effective, as efficient we could be as engineers. Try to get the most amount of work done realistically within the amount of time, all right? Now, there are a lot of preventative measures that you can take to really make the most out of your time. One way is that you can have your client email you the beats ahead of time. That just eliminates that whole process of digging through emails, searching through YouTube links, when they just have it all ready to go. They can email you the link, they can email you the beats directly, they can email you whatever session that they want to build off of ahead of time. Helps you hit the ground running, man. Now, of course, this does kind of play into another engineer etiquette about when it comes to partying with the artists. But if they do, prefer to kind of loosen up and, like they want to have a little drink, smoke a little something before they do, try to be as effective as you could be, all right? So let's say you already got the email with the beats, you got the email with everything. They just copped the bottle, they're rolling up, whatever the case may be, right? In that time, you could be loading up your session. If you don't have a template, you'll be, creating all these new tracks. If you do have a template, everything's kind of, done for you, which is another way to really help you when it comes to time. Do whatever you have to do with the beat. If you got to label the tracks, finding the tempo to the beat, all the while they're partying and turning up, you're working, all right? Because you can't really force them because they know what the time is. They book the time. Whatever they want to do at that time is up to them, but you really got to make sure that you cover your ass and make sure that you're there doing work. Asking them, hey, do you want to, you want to keep going? You want to do this? You want to do that? All right. Always cover your ass because you don't want something you did biting you in the ass. Right? The third way, which you just kind of have to be really good with your people skills when it comes to really talking this point. That's knowing when to stop recording. Now, I understand the clients might have booked 5 hours. If you've established that in the beginning of the session that they're just gonna record, just all those 5 hours or whatever. But if you notice that they recorded a song, you did a little rough mix and they bounced it and things like that, like you're mixing and bouncing as you go, they have to realize that the bouncing process might take some time. If you're printing the records, or even if you have anything that's Pro Tools 10 and under, where you kind of have to bounce in real time, you actually have to just wait. If the song's 4 minutes, you gotta wait those 4 minutes. And they have to understand that that takes a lot of time. On top of that, you have the mixing, what I'm saying? Which, depending on the engineer, could take anywhere from 5-10 minutes to 30 to 45 minutes to an hour, okay? If it's a rough mix, then you gotta give me some time. I always recommend that engineers cut their sessions about 20 minutes or 15 minutes before the session's finishing, so that they could just gather everything together, go through file management, make sure that all the sessions are where they should be. If you bounce into a hard drive or USB, that takes time. All these speeds vary from USBs to portable hard drives, all this, that, and third. If you're bouncing in like Pro Tools 10 or anything less, that's a real time. Or if you're printing your records back into your DAWs, that's a real time thing, and that's what the artist has to kind of understand, and that's what they have to take into consideration when us, the engineers, say, hey, so there's about 20 to 25 minutes left in the session. I think we should just stop recording here, and let me just try to work on what we've done so far. If you start a new song and you have a verse and a hook already, try, just bring it up. At worst case, just bring it up, say, hey, listen, 25 minutes left. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I still got to balance the other songs down, and I got to back up everything to your hard drive. Then I got to email the sessions to you, or email you the MP3s. All of these things that's very time consuming and things that engineers kind of just don't prepare for at all, because they're not really told this. It's not like they're teaching in class, hey, make sure your threshold in the compressor is at a moderate volume, and also make sure you cut your session short. There's just no way to kind of intertwine those things. When it comes to the artist standpoint, man, time management is understanding that if you're gonna book your time, and if you didn't write the song yet, you have to really be comfortable with the level that you're at as an artist. If you're gonna just one take everything, or if this is your first time recording and it's taking you time to kind of get loose for you to really deliver a good performance, that's something you kind of have to really be aware of. If you're coming into the studio writing fresh bars and all that stuff, that's cool. Just know your limits, know how long it takes you to write something that you would appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like any artist could write some verse in 15-20 minutes, but is it going to be to the caliber of what they would have taken an hour to do? Some people are that way. Some artists, whatever they spit in 15 seconds is the same thing that takes them a day to think up of. But another thing, if you have your verses written, I would say practice spitting them out loud, okay? Because a lot of times you guys might just be writing bars in your head and either not knowing how much breath it actually takes to say all those words, or notice that you're kind of squeezing in words when it comes to writing on a beat. But it's mainly for breath control. Practice. Don't be afraid to, in the middle of your living room, just go through your whole song straight through. I'm gonna record sections, hook, verse, and so on and so forth. But practice saying it out loud so you can get that breath control. Don't wait until it's your time to perform and you're gonna run out of breath, or don't wait till it's your time to record and you really can't get through the verse, because we have to punch you in and you're not getting it right. Which leads me to my next point: know when to punch in as well. Artists and engineers, if you feel like this take is really going nowhere, I'm sorry guy, you really can't one take it, communicate that with the client. Say, hey, we could always punch in. Tell them, hey, listen, give me a good take until you have a good point of just stopping, and then we'll take it in. The reason why I say know when to punch in, because a lot of artists might either have never punched in before, they kind of been raised in the stigma of not punching in. Rappers just one take it. It's they grew up to this lore that rappers just one take everything. They just shit these bars out, like nothing. So as an artist, feel comfortable in your skill that you could deliver consistent takes over and over. That way, if you do have to punch in, you don't got to worry about your tone and your voice matching, because you've done work on your delivery that you could just match up. Now, when it comes to uses of time, just make sure you always just take a break, man. Give yourself some time to relax, walk around, stretch the legs, eat especially, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get a nice little drink or whatever, but that's I'm gonna save that for another engineer etiquette. Time management is basically self-explanatory. Manage the time wisely, both for yourself and your client. You want to make sure that they felt I got in, and as soon as I got in, we were ready to work. We really got a lot done in however long they booked. Especially if you have a studio that's a 2-hour, 3-hour minimum, and they usually have clients that book minimums. If you give them that feeling I can get a lot done in a amount of time in a professional manner, they're always going to come to you because they value your time. And there you have it. Engineer etiquette number 6, time management. Shout out to Chasing Chicken Apparel, Boogie Down Bronx, Chasing Chicken Ja. I stand the producers, Puerto Rican Web.